Fuji's gonna hate this video. So obviously the Xhalf just came out, but I think the Fuji actually perfected the Xhalf 7 years ago, and we're gonna shoot with the Fuji XF10 with Kira, so let's get at it. So if you've never heard of the XF10, it's probably because it came out in 2018. It's a small pocketable point and shoot camera with a fixed 28mm lens, but what makes it special is it has a 24 megapixel APS-C size sensor. Did you want to try that thing where you were sitting in a tire? But like I was thinking of like an angle kind of down like that. Gotta get the exposure correct here. I love that I have actual manual, like clicky dials on this thing. The Xhalf only has touchscreen to change your settings. I might get back a little wider. Not really. All right, here we go. I wish I could get all of you in there. I'll try to get up as high as I can. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, that's sick. That's kind of the vibes they're going for.
Yeah, like just nonchalant.
Yeah.
Lady.
Nonchalant, I don't even care. I'm just sitting in the tire. Sitting on the toilet. Remember that meme? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. These are fun. I like these. We're hitting that optimal light now for the flash. All right, so I just got into editing and I realized this portion of the video was completely out of focus. So I'll show you the out of focus footage down here and I'll tell you what happened. So while we're shooting, we're getting some awesome shots. I'll pop them up here. But I was talking about how this has a bunch of film simulations in it. It doesn't have all the same ones that were out at the time. So it was 2018 when this came out, around the same time as the X-T3. And that camera had like Acros and Eterna and stuff like that, which this doesn't have. But this does have classic chrome, and you can actually make custom recipes for it. You can't do all the crazy ones that you can in the newer cameras, but Fuji Weekly does have a couple, and I set this up to have a Kodak Ektachrome look. So it kind of has more of a vintage Kodak vibe, and that's what we're shooting with. Now I did want to show the continuous burst that this camera can do, because it can do up to 6 frames per second. And thankfully I was filming on my glasses while the other footage was out of focus, so I can show that. But I did find out you can't do that if you have the flash on. So we had to turn the flash off to get 6 frames per second. And it did a pretty good job, but I don't know if I would necessarily trust the autofocus that much in face detection, because it only is contrast-based autofocus in this camera. Oh, you're just taking photos of the tires now. How's it look?
Yeah, it looks great.
Well, if we turn, here, hold on. I'll turn the flash power up. Should be at 0. There, try that. That should be good. You should see the tires now.
Oh yeah, that's better.
Yeah, so let's do that. Okay. You don't have to be like right in front of the tire, like up against them, but you can be like out a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah. Ooh, off the back shoulder could be fun. I'll count you in to look back, all right?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, we got it. Sick. I gotta crank that flash up though. 3, 2, 1. Now, before I had to send the Xhalf back, literally after making this comparison, I want to show the size difference. The XF10 is slightly thinner. Now, the Xhalf only has an exposure compensation dial on top, where the XF10 has your exposure triangle, so aperture, shutter speed, and you can even program the front ring to do a bunch of different things. Now, the Xhalf does have that cool window to swipe through your film simulations. With the XF10, you have to go into the menu and switch between your film simulations, but I don't know how often you're changing them. Now, the cool thing with the XF10 is it can shoot RAW, where the Xhalf can only shoot JPEG. Now, the XF10 has a real bright xenon flash, where the Xhalf only has an LED flash. And to change your settings on the Xhalf, you have to use the touchscreen, which is kind of annoying. Where the XF10, you can actually use all your manual controls, as I mentioned before, to change your exposure. And they have a really nice tactile, clicky feel to them that we're used to from Fuji. Today's video is sponsored by Motion Array, and if you're a content creator looking for royalty-free music or video assets, it's definitely one of the best places out there. Now, Motion Array is one of the first places I go when I'm looking for stock footage or other cool assets like overlays and transitions. Now, this is pretty cool. They also have a plugin for Premiere Pro, and that lets you have access to all of these tools within Premiere Pro, so you don't have to leave the editor. And I want to show you how it works, so let's check it out. All right, so I have a project loaded into Premiere, and I've already downloaded the Motion Array plugin and installed it. And to access that, you're gonna go up to Window, you're gonna go to Extensions, and then you're gonna go to Motion Array. Now that's gonna load a new panel, but the cool thing is you have most of what's on the website inside of Premiere now, and you can do search and look for all these things. So we have stock video, we got stock photos, and we even have royalty-free music. So say we want to search for our royalty-free music to go into our project. You have options like the newest, and you can check maybe this week, the things that were added, and you can check by BPM, or you could even search just by the title or type of song that you're looking for. feeling that. So we're gonna go to download, and it's gonna download it to a new bin inside your project. And here's the song Rainy Days. And it gives you all the variations of that because Motion Array, if the artist uploaded a version with vocals or version without vocals, shorter versions and stuff like that, it'll import all of those tracks. Let's put the 1 minute in. We'll just drag it down to the track here, and let's see what that looks like. That's kind of how you do it. It's pretty easy. So that's the Motion Array plugin for Premiere Pro, whether you're working on a YouTube video or a commercial project or even just an Instagram reel. This is going to save so much time, and it's awesome having this all in one spot inside of Premiere. So you don't have to go to the website, browse through the music or templates and things you want to see inside your edit. And if you want to check it out and get a free trial, make sure to check out the link in the description at motionarray.com. Back to the video. We found this stupid Suzuki Plow, and that's where we're headed now. Slightly hand painted, slightly custom built plow. We haven't showed them yet. The suspense. All right, here we go. Ta-da! These JPEGs look sick. It's like, it still looks pretty warm out. I've got some custom, like, I think it's supposed to be like a Kodak film recipe in it. Yeah. Again, that's another thing you can't do with the Xhalf. You can't make recipes. Do you want to like just like crouch stance right in front of the plow? I don't know who built this Suzuki Plow, but you're a legend. There we go, 3, 2, 1. The flash might not be bright enough from this distance. No, it's actually perfect. So this is the video quality on the XF10. I don't imagine it's gonna look that great. I'm shooting in 1080p 60. It can do 4K, but at 15 frames per second. I don't know why you'd want that, maybe for time lapses or something. Actually, you can do 4K time lapses with this camera, but this is what the autofocus looks like and how it sounds and how it looks. I'm in classic chrome, 1080p 60. So when Fuji launched this camera back in 2018, it came out at around 500 bucks. And I feel like that's kind of the sweet spot for a camera like this. Full metal build, a real flash, APS-C sensor, slim, super pocketable, amazing image quality, 24 megapixels. And I feel like that's a sweet spot for a camera in that price range. And I feel like that's kind of where I think the Xhalf should be. Now you can go on eBay and find these for around 300 to 500 bucks. They also made a champagne version, like a champagne color with a brown leatherette handle. And yeah, comes in black and champagne. That's all they launched it in. But I think for the price, you really can't go wrong. This is the whole reason why you'd want this camera, for the actual flash. Love that. Maybe one looking out that direction, same angle. Yeah, just keep switching up. I'll just take a bunch of different shots here, full body. We can even do the thing where you walk into frame again too. It's sharpish. Okay, I'm not using eye detection, so I'm just like focus recomposing to your face, yeah. Like the old school way we used to have to do it with our Canon DSLRs. Love it. 3, 2, 1. Love that. Come a little closer, actually. Yeah. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. The autofocus is doing some crazy stuff, but it's pretty dark in here. I want to do a little bit of like shutter drag stuff. So I'm going to slow the shutter way down. There we go. It's like adding an extra U, the ghost of Kira. All right, so let's try that again. I'm gonna try and shake it less this time. That's what we want, stuff like that. Does anybody know who Rusty Wallace is? I bought this racing jacket off of a lady and she told me it was signed by Rusty Wallace. Show them.
It is.
Apparently he's a NASCAR driver. Yeah, do one looking off hard to your right. So I hope you don't think I'm bashing the Xhalf, because I do like the Xhalf. I just feel like there's a lot of things that, you know, I don't love, and they kind of solved them with this camera 7 years ago. And so I feel like this is the perfect platform. They should have just brought this camera back, put a newer sensor in it with phase detection, autofocus, all the new film simulations, the ability to add grain, and just keep it like this. I don't even care if the battery stayed the same. Well, if it's a faster processor, the battery might die quicker, so maybe a bigger battery. It'd make it a tiny bit thicker, but it wouldn't be that bad. This camera is thinner than the Xhalf, so if they made it the same thickness as the Xhalf, I also wouldn't care, but I'd pay $850 for this. I would, and I wouldn't complain. I think a lot of you guys would also think the same. Anyway, Fuji, this is me asking for a new XF10 Mark II And I have a feeling if you look down in the comments, a lot of other people are kind of on the same page as me. All right, I think that's it for this video. We're getting tired and it's like way too humid out here. That's the XF10 and my thoughts versus the Xhalf. Thanks to Kira for modeling. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, give it a thumbs down twice. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and I'll see you guys in the next one.